Romans 14:9. Lord of both the dead and the living. For centuries, skeptics have argued about who Jesus truly is. Was he just a prophet, a moral teacher, a historical figure? Or is he, as Scripture boldly declares, the Lord of both the dead and the living? Today you will face a truth claim so direct, so unavoidable, that the only way to reject it is to deny logic itself. Romans 14:9 declares, "For to this end Christ died and lived again, that he might be Lord both of the dead and the living." This is not metaphor. This is not symbolism. This is a legal claim of divine authority over the realm of the dead and the realm of the living. No human in history has ever claimed dominion over both life and death and later been worshipped by millions, unless that person backed it with supernatural proof. So here is the challenge to skeptics, atheists, and religious critics. Show one created being in any religion, philosophy, or worldview who is declared Lord of both the dead and the living. You can't. Only Jesus Christ makes this claim. If Jesus is merely human, then this verse is blasphemy, deception, or delusion. But if Jesus rose from the dead, then he is exactly who he said he is, God himself, the one who holds life and death in his hands. Let us confront the evidence. If Jesus is not divine, explain how a crucified man with no army, no wealth, and no political advantage dominates world history more than any emperor, scientist, philosopher, or king. Explain how time itself revolves around his birth. Explain how billions of people across cultures, languages, and nations experience his power, his voice, his miracles, and his transformation in their lives. Skeptics say the Bible is corrupted. Prove it. Show one manuscript where Romans 14:9 was added later. There is none. Skeptics say Jesus is just a messenger. If so, why does Scripture call him the Lord of the dead? No messenger rules the afterlife. Skeptics say resurrection is impossible. But then they must explain how a movement built on resurrection exploded in the same city where Jesus was killed, and no one could produce a body to stop it. If Jesus is not God, then Rome could have ended Christianity instantly by showing his corpse. But they couldn't, because he is not dead. Romans 14:9 is not just a verse, it is a declaration of ownership. You belong to someone. Your life, your breath, your eternity, all under his authority. Whether you believe it or not does not change the reality. To every skeptic, if Jesus is not Lord of the dead and living, prove who else is. If he is not God, explain why everything that belongs to God alone, judgment, resurrection, eternity, salvation, is attributed to him. If he is not divine, show why demons obey him, why the dead rise at his command, and why heaven acknowledges him as king. Reject him if you want, but you must intellectually justify rejecting the only person in history who claims and demonstrates authority over both life and death. And if he is Lord of the dead and living, then you are accountable to him. Every breath he grants, every heartbeat he sustains, every step you take, under his rule. Romans 14:9 is not asking for your opinion. It is announcing your destiny. Jesus Christ is Lord of the dead, the living, and you.